What is up, YouTube? It's me, Black Ops 62 here. Today we'll be bringing you like the backstory behind Nazi zombies, if you guys don't already know. So yeah, please favorite the video and like it if you think that data was pretty accurate. Yeah, let's get started. So here we go. Um, there's not many things to say about Nacht der Untoten, so let's just start out in Verrückt. And yeah. Alright, hold up. Okay, yeah, let's start out on Verrückt. So, Verrückt is a zombie asylum in Germany. Peter, a spy for the USA, was there before any of our four main characters, Richtofen, Nikolai, Takio, and Dempsey. Peter was there when he was sent on a mission for the US to spy on Group 935 to see what they were planning to do for the war. Yeah. And if you see at the beginning of Shinonuma, there is a guy hanging from the roof. You could tell that is what's his face, Peter. Yeah, it's what's his face, Peter. Okay, so yeah, it's Peter. Sorry, I keep repeating myself. I can't talk today. Okay, so that's Peter, and the and if you look like a little bit above him on the other side of the roof, you could see that there's like a thing that looks like a parachute. And yeah, so many people don't think that he hung himself. They think that he was coming down on Shinonuma to help out, and he and his parachute got caught in it, and he got hung. But if you pay attention closely, you can see that the rope is not attached to the parachute. So either he hung himself or somebody hung him. Okay, and yeah, and there's also three radios in the room that if you play like push F for PC, push X for Xbox, and push square for PS3, you'll hear this message. Wait, hold up. Wait, let me do something here really fast. Here, let me replay that just in case you guys didn't hear. So yeah, if you guys didn't hear that, there, I'll just type it in, just in case you guys didn't hear it. So yeah, it says it's pretty much a guy talking to Peter, hoping that he received the transmission that he sent him. Because they failed to contain the asylum, so now they had to move their experiment to what's it called, to Shinonuma. So they had to move it there. So they sent a transmission to Peter to warn him about the zombie apocalypse, and yeah. And there's some coordinates at the beginning that I'll just say right now that are 37 14 06 115 4840. And if you type those numbers, like I said, I can't talk today. If you type in those numbers in Google Maps, yeah, Google Maps. I was gonna say Google Images. You type that in Google Maps, it will take you to area 50 or near Area 51, They're not that accurate, but they'll take you close. So it takes you to Area 51, and there's like, if you don't know, you must live under a rock. That there's a lot of, it's a secret military base in Nevada, and it's said that there have been, aliens there that, and the second set of numbers at the end, which are, which are 605406196101 or 10155449444.94. It Those are the coordinates in for Tunguska. It it is in Russia, and in June 30th of 1908, the meteor blew up about um, about 7 kilometers. No, not 7 kilometers. It blew up about. Let me check really fast. It blew up. Yeah, actually, it blew up about 7 kilometers above the Earth's surface and the estimated blast power is about 10 to 15 megatons of TNT. That's about 1,000 times bigger atom bomb that was dropped in Hiroshima. So if you know, that must have been a pretty big blast. So the explosion knocked over about an estimated 80 million trees over 2,150 square miles. And so that's a pretty far explosion. And I'll put a picture of the explosion right now. Okay, after the explosion, some meteorites were found in the area. There was a myth about those meteorites, about the small ones, that said that they could bring back the dead. And and if you look in Shinonuma, you can see that there is a element 115 rock, and the element 115 pretty much is the ammo for the ray gun and the Wonder Waffle DG2. So yeah, and every time you shoot at it, your character will say a line about it, and yeah, and the hanging guy, which is obviously Peter, was working at the asylum, and one of his experiments went horribly wrong, and he was forced to leave. But during his escape, he tried to turn off the electricity, and for some reason, which I'm thinking is like an electric shock, he lost one of his arms. And if you pay attention in Verrückt and you turn on the power, you can see that there's a left arm from somebody. And in Shinonuma, the guy that's hanging is missing a left arm. So that really, that really makes a lot of sense, or fits together. And there's also in Verrückt, there's also a 19382406 and 9:21 written on the walls of the kitchen and the children's room. The numbers, the first set of numbers are a date in reverse, 06/24 of 1938. So that's pretty much June 24th of 1938. A meteor blew up about 25 kilometers above Earth's surface in Pennsylvania, similar to the Tunguska event, but not as powerful. In 9:21 is a Bible verse in Jeremiah 9:21. It says the following: "Death has climbed in through our windows and has entered our fortresses. It has cut off the children from the streets and the young men from the public squares." And yeah, so that's what it says in the verse. And after he escaped, he moved the experiment to the swamp, and he found the meteor, and he found element 115 in it. Yeah, and then he started to gather it into boxes and store it up. That's why there's boxes in Shinonuma that say 115. And in the message he said element 115 is dangerous as best. That's because he's the one that found that out. And a few days later, he either screwed up the experiment or the meteor had something to do with it. When he realized that zombies had surrounded him and he had no way to escape, he tried to send a message to Peter to tell him to find Dr. Max's and Richtofen. Peter probably or most likely did contact Richtofen and Max. Um, it's confirmed that Dr. Richtofen was contacted. I really don't think that he just went there from a coincidence, just saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna come here and find zombies and try to kill them." And Dr. Max is still unknown. Peter could have possibly ordered Richtofen to go to the swamp and continue his experiment, or help Peter with his experiment. And yeah. Either way, when Richtofen got to the swamp, the zombies were already there, and then Richtofen eliminated the few zombies that were around I was gonna say swamp, the swamp. Later, he found the hanging guy and the element 115 boxes, and he started to study the 115 and think of a way he could use it against the zombies. Eventually, he created the DG2. Oh, and I almost forgot, the Peter hung himself before Richtofen got there. And some proof that Richtofen created the Wonder Waffle DG2 is that in Shinonuma, or whenever you get it, like in Darice, whenever you get the DG2, he says, "The Wonder Waff DG2, my greatest invention. Wonder Waff, woo, how I missed you. Experimented weapons, my favorite." And yeah, that was my German accent. Not that good.